This video is sponsored by Dashlane. Staying safe online should be a priority for everyone, and the Dashlane Password Manager and VPN makes that simple. The Dashlane password generation tool will generate secure passwords for you instantly that will be secured in a digital vault that encrypts and stores them for you. It also has a security breach alert feature, which will notify you if any one of your online accounts get compromised. Additionally, it will save you a good bit of time with the autofill feature that autofills repetitive personal information. The best part is that Dashlane is totally free for your first device, so go to dashlane.com/ScareTheater to test it out. If you want to upgrade to Premium to experience Dashlane's VPN and dark web monitoring, you can use the promo code ScareTheater for 10% off. Keep yourself safe with Dashlane. The Dominican Republic has a booming tourist industry. More than 6 million tourists travel there every year, putting it at the most popular tourism location in the Caribbean. Most people go on vacation to relax and get away from the stress of life. In the past year, however, there have been a string of at least 11 American tourists who died under mysterious circumstances. Some of the details may surprise you. Mark Hurlbut was a 62-year-old man who died on June 15, 2018, marking the beginning of these mysterious deaths. He was vacationing with his wife, Lisa, in Punta Cana. One night during dinner, they both started to feel sick. Mark couldn't stay awake, so he decided to go to bed early. The next morning, Lisa awoke to her husband lying dead next to her. According to Lisa, there was something green coming out of his mouth. The local authorities deemed his death a heart attack, which Lisa doubts for several reasons. Mark had a checkup before the trip, and the doctors told him that he was healthy. Even after his death, his physicians called, saying that his death was not normal. Even more strangely, Lisa claims the local officials pressured her into quickly cremating her husband. Yvette Monique Sport was a 51-year-old woman who died on June 23, 2018, at the Bahia Principe hotel in Punta Cana. The night of her death, she drank from a minibar, took a shower, and then went to sleep. The next morning, her fiancé woke up to discover her dead next to him. The authorities declared her death a heart attack, although she had no prior heart problems. David Harrison, 45 years old, died on July 14, 2018, at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana. He was vacationing with his wife, Dawn McCoy, and their 12-year-old son to celebrate their wedding anniversary. Harrison began feeling sick one night and went to sleep. He woke up covered in sweat, unable to sit up. He couldn't even speak. He was just making noises. McCoy called the hotel doctor, who took over 20 minutes to arrive. Her husband died that day. The authorities deemed his death as a heart attack, along with a pulmonary edema, which is a condition caused by excess fluid in the lungs. McCoy says that her husband was generally healthy, except for high blood pressure, which he took medication for. He even got a physical before the trip, and the results said he was good to go. 67-year-old Robert Wallace died on April 14, 2019, at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana. He became sick almost immediately after drinking whiskey from the minibar. Shortly afterward, he exhibited blood in his urine and stool. The hotel doctor checked Wallace and said he needed to be hospitalized. The next day, he died. Authorities haven't even given a cause of death for Wallace. He did have a physical before the trip, and everything was fine except for high blood pressure, which he was medicated for. Miranda Shupp Werner was a 41-year-old woman who died on May 25, 2019, in the Bahia Principe Hotel in Punta Cana. She was there celebrating her 9th wedding anniversary with her husband. She had a drink from the minibar, and shortly afterward, became very distressed, collapsed on the floor, and died. Authorities deemed the death a heart attack. To be fair on this one, her husband did confirm that she had a history of heart conditions. However, A family spokesperson conflictingly says her cause of death was respiratory failure and pulmonary edema. Additionally, a toxicology report was never completed for her. Nathaniel Edward Holmes and Cynthia Ann, aged 69 and 49 respectively, were a couple that died together on May 30th, 2019, while vacationing in the Bahia Grande Principe hotel. While on their vacation, Holmes told the hotel staff that he wasn't feeling well, but after learning the medical costs, he decided to wait to get back in the US to see his doctor. The next day, Holmes and Ann were both found dead in their bed together. The cause of death was ruled respiratory failure and pulmonary edema. Strangely enough, officials claim that Ann died from shock after seeing her dead husband. It's also important to note they did have a lot of medications in their room, including pills for blood pressure, heart conditions, and antidepressants. Layla Cox, 53 years old, died on June 10, 2019 in the Excellence Hotel and Resort in Punta Cana. She went to the Dominican Republic to celebrate her birthday. Now, she traveled alone, so no one knows the exact events leading up to her death. We do know that she was found dead in her hotel room, and authorities ruled the death a heart attack. Furthermore, authorities in the Dominican Republic claim she had an enlarged heart and suffered from several past heart attacks. Layla's son disputes this, saying, "In the 25 years I've been alive, my mother did not have a heart attack." Joseph Allen, age 55, died on June 13, 2019, while staying at the Terra resort in Sosua. He was staying at a resort with a few of his friends when he began complaining about being hot at the pool. He went to take a shower and lie down for the night. The next day, he was found dead in his room. Authorities ruled the cause of death as a heart attack. Joseph's brother, Jason Allen, says he was pressured by a funeral home on the island to sign a form to have the body embalmed, or they wouldn't transport it back home. He later discovered this wasn't necessary, and as you know, embalming interferes with toxicology tests. Vittorio Caruso, 56 years old, died on June 17th at the Boca Chica resort. He was staying in a condo that he owned after retiring from owning a pizzeria in New York. According to his sister-in-law, he experienced respiratory distress on June 11th after drinking something. He was brought to the hospital, treated, and released. A little less than a week later, he complained of respiratory distress and chest pain once again. He was rushed to the Santo Domingo hospital, where he suffered cardiac arrest and died. According to local authorities, Caruso had a long history of heart problems. Finally, we have Khalid Adkins. He was 46 years old and died on June 25th in Santo Domingo. It started with him traveling to Punta Cana with his daughter to visit a property he was looking to buy, since he had plans to retire in the Dominican Republic. His daughter, Mia Adkins, returned home early while her dad stayed behind for a few days. On June 23rd, when he tried to fly home, he became very ill on the plane. He was dripping in sweat and vomiting in the plane's bathroom. As a result, he was kicked off the flight and brought to the Santo Domingo hospital, where he was diagnosed with kidney failure. He spent his last days in agonizing pain before finally dying on June 25th. These unexpected, mysterious deaths that all happened so close together have brought about speculation from many curious people. One popular theory behind this, that the alcohol they served was cut with some sort of dangerous additives. 5 of these 11 people reported drinking from the minibar, and I'm sure some of the others did too, and just didn't report it. I mean, not many people go on vacation and don't drink. Bootleg liquor isn't uncommon in other countries, and can be laced with embalming fluid, battery acid, methanol, and antifreeze. These substances can be fatal even in small doses. Symptoms of poisoning from these include pulmonary edema, which many of these people had, kidney failure, which Khalid Adkins experienced, nausea and vomiting, slurred speech, and of course, death. These are symptoms that most of these people experienced before dying. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Resort issued a statement saying they are removing liquor dispensers from the minibars, so even they seem to think this could be a possibility. Another theory is that the air these tourists were breathing was bad. There's an insecticide called methyl bromide, which is banned in the US because it's highly toxic, but still used in the Dominican Republic. Methyl bromide poisoning symptoms include nausea and vomiting, headaches, kidney problems, and pulmonary edema. This would explain the particularly strange death in which Nathaniel Holmes and Cynthia Ann died together on the same night. This still leaves the question as to why only these people died, and not so many of the other people that drank the alcohol and stayed in hotel rooms that may have been treated with methyl bromide. Well, after all these deaths were reported, a lot of other people started reporting their experiences of extreme sickness during their stay in the Dominican Republic. They just weren't unfortunate enough to die. If you go to iwaspoisoned.com, you can see there's an unusually large number of people reporting sickness during their stay. Despite all this, the US State Department has said there has been no uptick in American deaths in the Dominican Republic. In a country where over 2.7 million Americans visit every year, a small number like this is normal. Regardless, I still think this needs to be investigated. It isn't the number of deaths that is suspicious, it's the circumstances behind the deaths that are suspicious. Most of these people became sick immediately after drinking from the minibar. One couple died together on the same night. All of them died from heart attacks and/or pulmonary edemas, despite most of them being healthy. And 2 of them were being pressured into cremations, along with 1 being pressured into embalming. There is definitely something fishy going on. Luckily, the FBI is currently investigating this issue, so more information on this subject should be forthcoming. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.